Hi, I'm Ty Robertson,
Hi, I'm Christian White.
and you're watching AMHS1. And today, we'll be taking you back all the way to 1804.
New Jersey just became the last of the northern states to get rid of slavery.
There has been a growing abolition movement in the northern states of our country. Many are starting to question how a country that fought for freedom can continue to enslave people and see New Jersey's decision as a victory. But some people have concerns about the path this could be leading our country down. Those people have questions. The first being, how will this affect the already growing tensions between the North and the South?
That is a very interesting question, since as we know, the nation has been divided by sectionalism since the beginning of our nation. The North and the South have two very different and unique cultures, and with the North almost entirely banning slavery, it may divide the country even further.
The outlawing of slavery in New Jersey has put some slave owners on the edge. They fear the country may decide to ban slavery altogether. Some have even gone as far as saying that this could lead the country on a path to war.
Many feel that war is not necessary at this point, and are hoping to find some compromise that doesn't split the country in half.
Meanwhile, let's go check on our own team reporter Madi with the newly elected president Thomas Jefferson.
Thank you, Ty. I'm here with Thomas Jefferson, who just won the presidential election of 1800. Thomas, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good right now. As you can see, I just won the election. Huge things are coming.
Can you tell us about what you hopefully plan to do with your office?
Well, just know that I plan on doubling the size of the United States as well as making it the best country in the world. So hey, Napoleon, check your cash app.
You heard it here, folks. President Jefferson has big plans coming.
And just like that, he does exactly that. In 1803, he bought Louisiana from the French, which doubles the United States. And our next story will be traveling to 1794 in western Pennsylvania.
President George Washington led troops into Pennsylvania to shut down the Whiskey Rebellions once and for all.
Over the past 4 years, there have been a growing tensions over the taxes put in place on whiskey. Recently, the region exploded with violent protests, leading to many arrests being made by fearing these random acts with violence would soon turn into a full-scale revolt.
For more information, we'll go to Ashley Wallace, who's on the scene.
I'm on scene in western Pennsylvania where President Washington and his men just put down a massive rebellion. For this to be understood, you need to know what led up to this. Recently, tax collector John Neville shot and killed Oliver Miller. Miller was part of a mob angry with taxes on whiskey, who surrounded Neville's home. After killing Miller, the mob began to shoot at the home, and by the end of it, 6 members of the mob had been killed, with many of them wanting revenge on Neville. By the time they attacked him again, Neville had to protect 10 of his soldiers and had fled. All the fighting and turmoil led Washington to send his militia to strike down the rebellion.
This story is extremely important to the U.S. economy since it means that the whiskey tax will still stand.
This also proves that the federal government can easily put down rebellions, giving many Americans new faith in the government. This will likely help the government in their effort to sell more bonds.
In other news, there has been a growing religious movement in this country that some are calling the Second Great Awakening.
Many have begun to question and redefine parts of Christianity. For example, many people have been questioning the idea of presidentation, and many new denominations have begun to spread across the country.
Right, Ty. The Second Great Awakening happened in 1790 and included Churches of Christ, Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and evangelicalism has begun to spread. The West is predominantly Presbyterian. Baptist is very common in the South, and Methodists are all over the country.
That's a great idea, Christian. Speaking of ideas, there are plenty of those in the 1800s. The Library of Congress is the research library in Washington, D.C. that officially serves the United States Congress and is the de facto National Library of the United States, founded by former President John Adams on April 24th, 1800.
Let's go check on our on-scene reporter, Madi, in Washington.
I'm here in Washington in front of the brand new Library of Congress, which I'm told is one of the largest libraries in the world. The massive collection of books ranges from all cultures, subjects, and countries, and there is material in almost 450 different languages. Another interesting fact about this library is that many of the books contained were destroyed by the British during the War of 1812. Thankfully, founding father Thomas Jefferson's fascination with literature and cultures around the world had amassed him in a massive collection of books. The U.S. Congress bought all 6,487 books in Jefferson's personal collection. This library will protect and preserve knowledge for countless generations to come. Back to you, Ty.
Thank you, Madi. The Library of Congress is one of the many things we learned about today.
That's true, Ty. We learned about many things, including the banning of slavery in the northern states of our country, the Whiskey Rebellion, as well as the election of 1800.
I think we should all get rid of democracy, and all in favor, raise your hand.
I don't like political jokes. I've seen too many of them. Get elected.
And we also learned about the Great Awakening. We're not advocating.
We're not advocating.
All right, that's cool. We'll edit it.